Hey YouTube, Hogmeister's Garage and Workshop. I thought I'd do a quick video on this Harman Invincible tee I picked up. It's an old 1991 and ended up retrofitting the controls on it. Now of course, because of the lawyers out there, I gotta say I can't recommend you people doing this because it loses UL listing. But I just wanted this for a, if you want to use it for a cabin or something like that, for your insurance purposes, I can't recommend doing this, but I'll show you what I did with all the safeties. We tore out the boards and stuff because I couldn't find one for it anymore. It's an old Invincible tee, and what we did is we went with a relay system and snap switch system. I ended up buying a new auger motor for it because the one that was on there before was a 7 RPM, so it was really overfeeding the pellets. But this has thermostat control on it now, and I'll explain how that goes. Down on the fan output, the combustion fan, I've got two snap switches, 120 degree snap switches, and that little macro relay in there, that's a timer relay. So when you start it up, it'll run the combustion blower until that first proof of fire switch on that blower comes on, and then it's in parallel with that, so the stove will keep running. But if it doesn't start, it automatically goes out. So that's one way of safety for it. There's our 24 volt transformer. I apologize for the mess, but I wanted to film this before I neatened all the wires up and put everything away. Over here we've got a cycle relay, and that's just a cycle timer, because when you put the thermostat isn't calling for heat anymore, it'll cycle that every 2 minutes for like 10 seconds just to keep the fire going in the pot. And right there is basically going to be your fan relay, and your fan relay will pull in when it calls for heat. If not, it'll cut that fan out. A couple of snap switches. There's a high limit. I put a 190 in there, so it's on the back of the firewall. And the other one is the room fan, and that's a 110 degree one. Now depending on your stove, it's probably gonna differ the values you need for those and where you place them. I initially had my auger proof of fire switch there, but it wouldn't work. Every time the fan come on, it would turn my auger off, so it was kind of a dumb idea to put it there in the first place. But that's mounted down on the combustion fan next to the proof of fire one. So there's two snap switches on that exhaust blower down there. And so we went through, we cleaned out the fans, but it burns nice. I'm gonna put it in my school bus. My other videos out there redoing a school bus, so we found a way to get this through the front door. It's 415 pounds, but once it gets warm, this thing has a lot of nice cast iron in it, and it's got a bypass timer on it, so even if one of the snap switches fail, this will run until it's below 120 degrees and it'll automatically shut off. But if it doesn't, I just set that for a couple hours and it'll eventually go off. It'll shut the 120 off to the unit. And there's your thermostat input. It's just jumpered out now. But I've got the same setup. I did the same stove up in my cabin, and it's worked really well. Like I say, I can't tell you to go ahead and do it, but if you've got just like something like an old cabin or something like that and you really don't care, this has some safeties in it, but you just won't have the UL listing in it. So just thought I'd share it. Have a good day, folks.